everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Veach Season. This is episode 3465. This is our 1 decade anniversary of the show.
We made it.
We've officially been on the air for 1 decade, and so congratulations on your 40th birthday, Kramer.
Thank
Crazy
you.
to think that you were just a 30-year-old young buck back when we started this show, and I wasn't a day over 50.
Yeah, no, it was. I'm shocked we're here.
I'm shocked you're here, but I'm happy that we've made it this far. Once again, we are your guest hosts, Rocky Magaña and Kramer Sansone. The host of the show, Brett Veach, obviously can't be here today. You would think that he's out there on that rotary dial phone that we talked about last week, making calls, hitting up every GM about wide receivers, but he's already put his feelers out there. He's already stirring the pot. He's already, put a couple, like, for you Harry Potter fans, he sent a couple messages on some owls, to all the different GMs around the league. And now he's just sitting back and waiting. And so you might say, well, then why isn't he on the show today, guys? Why is he still asking you guys to fill in for him? And really, I'm sorry to say this, guys, but Brett Veach is addicted to TikTok. He's over there doing makeup tutorials. Yep. He's got book talk recommendations going on. He's got a couple dances that he's working on at the moment. He has like one of those food porn cooking things that he does, right?
By the way, fantastic.
Yeah, it's fantastic. He's not effing a pie or anything like that, or making creme brulee in the nude. It's like he just makes something that's really delicious, and then takes a picture of it.
It's something delicious that I would like to, get after at.
But if we're being honest, I'm sure that there are people out there that would pay to watch Brett Veach, a pie or cook creme brulee in the nude. But you gotta have a serious size sack on you if you want to try to make creme brulee in the nude, because that is an open torch flame, not only next to your giblets, but also your nips, So
I've never made creme brulee or ever thought to even wonder what it was. But so now I'm interested how you make this stuff.
So it's like a custard with like a caramelized top. But to caramelize the top, you use a blowtorch to like brown and caramelize the top, right?
Okay.
What if you slip and your arm goes down, and next thing you know, you just cauterize your pee hole shut, and you can't go pee anymore. Like you'll never go pee again. It's just you try to go pee and it comes out your butt. And then next thing you know, everybody calls you Butt Pee for the rest of your life. You're known as Brett Butt Pee instead of Brett Veach, and you get no respect in any trade offers that you send out there because you're just sitting there just walking around with wet pants. You got to wear those. You got to wear those Depends intimates, the ones that look like frilly panties, because those are the only ones that make you feel pretty enough to go through your life as
Rocky.
Brett
you know too much about this topic.
Well, I did just say that I'm not a day over 60, Kramer.
That's
so
fair enough.
A continence goes with age.
That's fair enough.
I am pissing myself right now as we speak. The best thing about wearing a diaper is that you don't got to leave the chair.
No kidding. I can't wait for that day to actually come. I'm just like, sitting out on my back porch, just sitting there on my rocking chair. Just, what? If I don't need to get up. I'll just do it right here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take a dump in my pants and wait for my nurse to come and change me.
Yep. That's their job. They're getting paid to do that.
I know. And you know what? I'm going to sit there and just like hope that I got some banging thought just out there just to change my diaper when I'm like a decrepit old man. But let's face it, it's going to be like a foreigner, like a 275 pound dude named Bruno with a beard thicker than mine. And he's just and I'm just going to be like, oh man, just don't look at my butt. Just don't look at my butt. I feel so ashamed right now.
Just don't look at it in the eye.
He'll be like, what am I supposed to do? You poop and pee out of the same place ever since you tried to make creme brulee in the nude and you cauterized your own pee hole shut. Sorry, man.
That's the first thing the people on staff let the new nurses know. Yeah, this guy pisses out his ass. He cauterized his penis once.
This guy cauterized his penis one time. Now he pisses out his ass. And so don't act shocked if you're just wear protective eyewear, because you never know if a stiff breeze hits that butt.
It's like you're a skunk.
You might catch a warm stream.
It's like being a skunk.
Anyway, Veach season, people. So that's why Brett Veach can't be with us today. He's busy making creme brulee in the nude on TikTok.
Yep.
But yeah, but now that we've got that out of the way, now that we've got the most important part of the show out of the way,
Where's Veach?
yeah, where's Veach?
Where's that rascal at these days?
Now time for the second most important part of our show, which is what's hot with Krame Dog.
So what's up with Krame Dog? There's a lot that just happened this past weekend, and whether if it's football, wrestling, which I might have saw the best bloodiest match known to mankind that came through Fountain City Pro, where I saw a guy get gashed wide open, and there's a lot, and I mean a lot of blood that happened on that match. Fantastic match, but the thing that's going to happen this week, I'm a nerd. Video game nerd to be exact. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 drops later this week, and your boy got 2 days off of work this week just to play that game and be in no life, play that, get my ass up at 5 o'clock in the morning, switch the VPN to the not in the United States once I can play it a day early, and get the game going. I can't wait to do it Thursday morning. Oh, man. Thursday in the morning can't come soon enough.
You know, the only good part about Hurricane Milton that tore through Florida was that I had to go stay at my in-laws' house to ride it out with the family all consolidating together, and my father-in-law has not the new Black Ops, obviously, but the most recent one that's currently on the market.
Yeah.
And I have not played Call of Duty since my son was born. And I'm no good anymore.
Oh.
I had fun.
At least
I can still snipe people. I still got headshots. Other than that, I was just getting just murked in the back of the head. Just people sneaking up on me left and right. I got better as I went along, but oh man. And then he has MLB The Show. Was it 25 is the newest one, or is it 24 the newest one? 24. He has MLB The Show 24, and so we did Yankees versus Royals matchup.
Did you beat him, right?
No.
Oh.
So here's the deal. The first game. This is embarrassing, actually. So the very first game, it was 0-0, and I had 2 outs, and it's runners on first and third, and he goes to steal, and for some reason the computer they had setting an auto on the computer on the catcher controls or something like that, and so the dude went to go steal, and Salvi tried to pick him off at second, but then it was a pass ball in the outfield.
Oh,
and then the guy scored from third, and then it was 1-0.
Oh,
and
no.
then here's the sad part is that then he threw a no against me. I hadn't played the game before. Yeah, it was embarrassing. So then I'm like, well, this is a best of 7 series is what we were.
Oh, yeah. You go from 1 game to 7 to 4 games at least.
So then we were playing the best of 7 series. And so then second game, it's tied. I'm doing a lot better. I get a hit in the first inning. I lace it down the line with Bobby Witt Jr., right? And I'm like, okay, we're good to go now. And then second inning, I hit a homer with Pasquantino. And I'm like, okay, this is looking up here. And then it's tied 1-1. And then the power flickers and the game restarts.
No, because they're trying to take all that energy that you were at to the gas station down the street.
And then we restarted it, and we got 2 innings in, and then the power flickered again and restarted it. And that happened 3 times. And then we were like, we got to call it. So we're still waiting to play game 2 of the series. So he's up 1-0 in the series right now. But
you better finish that series and come back, Rocky. I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, damn it. I guarantee you I'm going to come back. I'm going to win that series.
You know me in video games. I love them.
Yeah, he tried talking trash on me, but he's a huge Buffalo Bills fan, and so obviously I have the
he's got problems.
Up. Yeah, I was like, listen, you can win a video game, but we'll just take Super Bowls. And then he stops talking pretty quickly. And so
he should.
Yeah, no, Call of Duty coming out, dude. That's a lot of fun. It looks good.
Apparently Kyler Murray's gonna have a skin at some point in there. I'm hoping they might add Chiefs players or Raiders players or Chargers players or Broncos players, more players at least.
Did you ever play Fortnite when Mahomes had a skin in it?
I did not. I stopped playing Fortnite once the building started to happen. I was actually one of the people who tested Fortnite back in college. It was pretty sweet.
Wow, that's cool. You're a beta tester on Fortnite?
Yes, sir.
That's pretty cool. I never played Fortnite, but I watched my friend.
I beta test Rocket League as well. That was fun.
Oh, that's a fun game. I like Rocket League. I've watched my son play Fortnite as Mahomes, and that's as close as I ever came to playing Fortnite.
Dude, building in Fortnite's ridiculous. No, thank you. My brain does not comprehend that.
Yeah, it's weird.
But hey, I got you with the aiming down sights. I got you. I always got your 6, buddy.
Yeah. So I gotta get back in the groove of things. I gotta get back into practice. But as long as I have 2 little children, I think that's highly it's doubtful that I'll be able to get back in practice. But speaking of video games, Krame,
yeah,
I think that Madden football may be trolling us right now.
What do you mean?
Well, listen, we called those sons of bitches back a couple of times last week, and then I also called them back and told them thank you for putting Christian McCaffrey on the cover instead of Patrick Mahomes because.
But you did call them and say that, like, why?
Because Christian McCaffrey's on IR and he got stricken by the Madden curse, so we didn't have to play.
Oh, you're right. That's a good solid point. Okay.
Yeah, Christian McCaffrey's on IR, and the Chiefs. And they didn't put Patrick Mahomes on the cover, so now we have Patrick Mahomes, and they didn't have Christian McCaffrey, and then we dominated the shit out of them this weekend. So thanks
easily
on Madden football. But the reason why I say that Madden football is trolling us right now is we've been calling them. We called them last week, and we demanded that Kareem Hunt, his rating be raised to an 80 or higher. He's the starting running back for the Kansas City Chiefs. He's producing. He's the reason why they're winning games. He technically had 3 touchdowns yesterday, but they called forward progress on one of them, even though he ended up in the end zone and called him short on the goal line. But it's 2 touchdowns still.
Yeah, doesn't make sense, but
doesn't make sense. Whatever.
Forward progress is in the end zone. That means it's a touchdown. But that's just me.
Yeah,
it's just me.
Hey, but the Chiefs get all the calls.
You're right. They got all the calls.
Referees. The Chiefs have the referees in their pocket, and they get all the calls. So that's why they took that touchdown off the board. Essentially, they didn't give it to Kareem. But anyway, so Madden has officially raised Kareem Hunt's rating.
Okay, to what though?
So the Mofos made his rating a 79. He went from a 78 to a 79. They made him as high as they possibly could while still giving the double birds to us and saying, F you boys. We're not making him an 80.
Do they not realize what we're going to do? Like literally, he deserves to be an 80. There's no reason for him not to be an 80. This guy, clearly the bell cow of this team still. He'll probably be the bell cow of this team when Pacheco comes back because of how good he's been playing. What the hell is this
running team? We're officially a running team now.
Yeah, we have to be.
Due to our injuries and due to his success. So Krame, I think I'm going to give you the honors this week. If you can if you wouldn't mind calling Madden and just lighten them up for being the cowardly bitches that they are and tell them to up Kareem to a higher than an 80.
You know what? I'm on it, Rocky. I want to see if we can get, what's his nuts? Was it Chad Ochocinco or is it Chad Johnson?
Yeah.
Which one is it? Mr. Johnson or Mr. Ocho?
Hey, it's Ocho.
It's Ocho.
It's just a hotline. A detailed message telling us who you think should have a higher rating and why. But you better bring us some facts we haven't already considered. Otherwise, don't even bother.
Your message will be recorded.
By leaving
a message, you grant EA permission to use your message throughout the world in perpetuity on its social media platform.
He went over his yards.
That you are at least 18 years old. You further agree that we may call you back regarding your message.
Hey, Mr. Ocho, if that's even your legal name, which I'm pretty sure it is, but that's not the problem here. Why on earth is Mr. Kareem Hunt, the running back of the Kansas City Chiefs, why is he, I get it, you up into a 79, but why isn't he an 80 or above? It doesn't make sense. I've played this game religiously for like the past, I don't know, I'm 27 years old, so at least over 20 years, and I've noticed when I see talent when it comes to either on the field or even inside the video game. I get it, he's a stud in the game, but he's a massive workhorse when it comes to the Chiefs right now because this is a running team. We've seen how Mahomes has regressed a little bit this season. So now we're relying on the offensive weapons where to be coming out of the halfback backfield. And Kareem Hunt being the bell cow of this team and putting up 2 touchdowns against your Madden cover. Yeah, the Madden cover, who didn't play because he's hurt. They played the 49ers this week. He went over his numbers on rushing yards total-wise, if you want to be a sportsbook person. I think it was at 66 and a half. He went over that, had 2 touchdowns, and it was the big main reason why the Chiefs won the game last night against the 49ers. Can we at least get him above an 80? It's cute getting to 79, but 80? Come on now. You can at least do that. Do better, Madden and Mr. Ocho.
Boom. That was too nice.
I felt like I was pissed off the entire. I felt like I was
you did not once insult their mothers or compare them.
I think I insulted their intelligence by putting McCaffrey as their.
Yeah, but you didn't like insinuate.
I like subtle. I like doing subtle stabs when you're not really realizing you're getting stabbed, but you're bleeding out. That's what I like to do.
Death by 1,000 cuts, like Taylor Swift says.
And then I'll sprinkle lemon juice all over you so it burns.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I'm sadistic.
I'm all about it. I mean, like seriously, just lock somebody in a box full of fire ants and just let them have at them.
Or just put a rat cage top of you, light the top part up so the rats would burrow through you.
Somewhere there's somebody listening to this, and it's like, honey, what are you doing right now? Oh, I'm just listening to a Chiefs podcast. Oh, what are they talking about? The worst ways to possibly torture somebody to death.
No. Torture Madden.
Yeah, to torture John Madden, who was a saint of a man.
Okay, not John Madden himself, the EA developer.
How dare you talk about John Madden that
Can't
way?
do that. R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P. John Madden was a saint. God, I love you, John Madden. R.I.P. No, the Madden developers, though. No, I mean, 100% like Japanese bamboo torture. You know. But yeah. So good job. Way to call him out. So in good news, as opposed to the BS news of Madden trolling us and only putting Kareem Hunt at a 79, is that we got 2 new 5-star reviews, Kramer. And so
what? We got 5-star reviews?
2 new 5-star reviews.
What? We got 2?
Are, 2 dose, as they say in
double
my
the
home
amount
culture,
last week.
As in dose reviews.
Reviews, or I don't know.
Yeah. Wow.
You're better. You're more.
Are you from Mexico, Kramer? Because your Spanish is muy caliente.
I did have 4 years of Spanish in my high school days.
What was your name in
Francisco
Spanish class? Oh, you look like a Francisco.
It was fun to say. That's the reason why I said
Francisco mustache that you have on your face there. There's a guy somewhere named Francisco that is not allowed to go near grade schools that has that mustache.
Luckily, it's not this guy.
It's not that guy. No, you just ironically have that mustache because your hero Gardner Minshew has a mustache.
And Aiden O'Connell. R.I.P. to that. R.I.P. to that thumb, man. That thing looked disgusting. I don't know if you saw a photo of that. I would not come back after that injury.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. I'm sure he'll go back to the trailer park that he crawled out of and get some home remedy to fix it, aka bathtub grade meth.
Just come to Liberty, Missouri. Just get over here. We have it. We already know it.
Yeah, you already know. You already have it. But anyway, our 2 5-star reviews. The first one comes from a guy named Border Warrior, and here's what he has to say about it. 5-star review. Superb. Mostly. The new podcast is pretty great. Mostly. If you could keep the class underachiever Serta out of the same room as the class clown Ron, it would be even better. Serta constantly giggles at whatever Ron says, even though it is very rarely funny. You desperately need to bring back the British Chiefs. Where are they? They may not know a lot about football, but listening to them while they talk about soccer or Formula One and the so-called Royals is hilarious. It is great, even if we need a translator as they try to pronounce English words. Oh, okay. Well, all right, Border Warrior. Well, thank you so much for the 5-star review. We
this was 5 stars.
Really
thank you.
Hey, listen, you can say whatever you want if you leave us a 5-star review. If one thing you do know about Serta is that Serta is anything but an underachiever. Serta is the hardest working guy in this game, and one of the smartest guys in this game. And Ron, I mean, Ron speaks his mind. Anytime you have a guy who speaks his mind, there's going to be people who don't agree with him. But you want it like okay. So what even if he is a class clown and he's laughing and giggling,
at least he's
having
real.
a good time. Sorry that people are enjoying themselves and having fun. When I try to do this, like, oh my God, I'm so sorry that sports is such a serious topic that we don't laugh and joke about it, and that we need to keep it completely buttoned up. And as for the Great British Chiefs Show, we miss them too.
Yes,
like
absolutely.
it's not like we didn't cancel the Great British Chiefs Show. The Great British Chiefs Show have newsflash, human beings have lives outside of
Sports.
doing this, out of sports and out of these outside of our podcasts. And sometimes those requirements and what's going on in our personal lives makes it to where we can't do this currently. And that, Tom and Brad just had a lot going on in their personal lives, and they just said, we can't keep it up right now, guys. We had too much going on. And so they made the choice to shut it down.
Which doesn't mean it could come back at some point.
That doesn't mean it can't come. It's not going to come back at some point. It does. I mean, it was heartbreaking for all of us. We all love the Great British Chiefs Show.
I love them as human beings.
They're hilarious. Yeah. I mean, as people, I like them as people more than I like them as podcasters.
Yeah,
Are you kidding me? Those guys are my friends. I miss the hell out of them. And I assume that the second 5-star review is also about the Great British Chiefs Show, because it says, love to see so many of my favorite shows. This is from Chiefs fan 7645. Thanks a lot for your 5-star review, Chiefs fan 7645. The review says, love to see so many of my favorite shows. They had an episode and said they'd be posting, and now even their Twitter is gone. Sad face.
Yeah, no, their Twitter got hacked, I believe. And
the Twitter got hacked and somebody stole it and then changed the name and then tried to assume their identity or assume a new identity and change the name of their Twitter and everything. So their Twitter, they have a new Twitter now. If you go on Brit Chiefs UK, which is Brad Simcox's Twitter, he has the new one on there. What the new Twitter is. But yeah, somebody hacked that Twitter account and stole it from him, and it sucks. And whoever did it, you're not a member of Chiefs Kingdom.
Which I thought was odd that when it happened, because it never followed me before the account, but it followed me. So I'm like, what this is different. Okay. And then I see a post later on the day, this is all right, they changed up a lot of bit. Yeah. But it was because they got hacked.
Yep. And whoever did that, you're a scumbag.
Yeah, piss off.
Their account. Yeah, piss off. Listen, I hope you cauterize your own dick and have to pee out of your butt for the rest of your life.
Oh, you butt pisser.
Yeah, well, I hope you have to sit there and just piss out of your butt and then poop out of your mouth for the rest of your life. Yeah.
Cauterize your asshole too. Have it all come out.
Yeah, cauterize your asshole. Have all your pee and poop come out of your mouth.
Or your belly button. Either one. I don't care.
Yeah, or your nostrils or your eyeballs.
No, nostrils.
Yes,
you got to smell that.
Yeah, I hope you look like a effing Play-Doh machine just with turds coming out your nostrils. All right. That's where we're at on that.
Lamar Jackson's good, by the way. I don't know if you're not having the Monday Night Football game on, but he's making plays.
I don't currently, but Lamar Jackson is good. That's the whole reason where I talk a lot about Patrick Mahomes being the greatest quarterback of all time. And I don't think Lamar Jackson is even close to the same league as him. But Lamar Jackson is great in the same way that Tyreek Hill is great, where he has one elite trait that nobody else in the NFL has. And that's just there's not a single quarterback in the league that has the legs that he has. And so he is a special player specifically just because he has that one thing that nobody else in the world currently has. And so, Lamar Jackson's awesome. All right. So time for some Pop Kingdom. And I think we'd be remiss if we didn't start off this Pop Kingdom without saying that Karma's a bitch, Deshaun Jackson. No,
Deshaun Watson. Watson.
Deshaun Jackson. Sorry. Karma's the rewind. Roll it back. All right. It's time for Pop Kingdom. I would be remiss if I didn't say Karma's a bitch, Deshaun Watson. Double birds. I'm glad you got injured. You got what was coming to you. And you know what? Jameis Winston, he went on media and said, oh, you shouldn't cheer Deshaun Watson getting injured. You shouldn't cheer any player getting injured. Listen, in general, I agree with that. You don't cheer a player getting injured based on performance reasons, right? Just if a guy's playing badly and he gets injured, you don't cheer him. You don't cheer another man's injury.
That happened here.
But what you once do cheer, it did happen with the quarterback. But you do cheer is a guy who basically got off scot-free from 91 sexual misconduct charges and settled out of court for him, and then turns around, holds out for a year, and then and then gets a $230 million guaranteed contract and then turns around and pisses all over that contract and plays like the worst quarterback in the NFL. Like if Deshaun Watson actually cared about the team, Deshaun Watson actually cared about football and the fans, that he would have renegotiated his contract when he started playing like shit. And it would have been a performance-based contract, right? He would have been like, okay, I haven't deserved this money. I'm going to renegotiate and I'm only going to get what I'm playing for. But he didn't do that. I don't expect any player to actually do that. But what I'm saying is, like, don't sit here and tell me that I need to feel bad about feeling good about Deshaun Watson getting injured. I'm happy Deshaun Watson got injured. I'm glad that bad things happen to bad people sometimes. And I think he's a real piece of shit.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with you on this, Rocky. I really honestly didn't care if he did get hurt or didn't get hurt, because I still think he's the worst human. He's a scum of the earth. He's the salt of the earth. He's just a vile human being. So he does deserve something like this happening to him. He deserves to be hurt. He deserves to have to go through some sort of painfulness, because he put a lot of people into pain, either if it's emotionally, physically, or psychologically. He's put so many people through pain. He deserves to have some sort of repercussions to him, because he's been getting off scot-free this entire time, which is definitely not cool whatsoever. But here's the thing. Was Deshaun Watson, did his career take a turn when he lost to the Chiefs? You know, that one playoff game. And I mean, it's kind of a famous one. It was like a game where, the Chiefs came back and won within one quarter. Was it then? Or was it that following season when he got hurt because he got kicked in the face by a Las Vegas Raider at the time, hurt his eye, and ever since his orbital injury happened, his numbers have declined drastically. And how did the Browns think that, oh, he's going to be okay? He's got so much going on, either if it's in the background, front end, all the noise around it. He's still going to be Deshaun Watson like a rookie year. Stop living in the rookie era for quarterbacks, people. This is who they are now.
Oh, 100%, without a doubt. And you know what? I'm happy. You know what? A Raider kicking Deshaun Watson in the face is the best thing a Raider's ever done, in my opinion. I mean, like, and maybe you might say I'm being too extreme on this take. I don't care. Like, there's there's guys who look like me and you who literally, when we're just walking down the street at night and we see a woman, I literally cross the street to go to the other side of the street, and you can say I shouldn't do that, I don't have to do that, blah 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 blah, because we live in a culture where men make women feel uncomfortable, where women don't feel safe walking down the street by themselves at night when there's a dude who looks like me around them. And so I cross the street so that they feel more comfortable and they feel safer. And you know what? The reason why I have to cross the street is because of Deshaun Watson and dudes like him, right? So F you. I'm glad that your leg's broken. Yep. You deserve a broken leg for being a scumbag. And so that's where I'm at it. And then here's the thing. It's like, I have such a love-hate relationship with Jameis Winston for the same reason, because I like the way Jameis Winston plays, and he's kind of a funny, goofy guy, but he also was suspended for 3 games for groping an Uber driver, and he settled out of court with her. Mm-hmm. And then he after the game does this whole long speech from his locker, dressed like one of Tony Montana's henchmen, just sitting there, just like yellow sunglasses, just like a little like coked out, like just little tone, like Scarface, like secondary character, and just sits there talking about how he wasn't raised to judge people by his grandmother, and Deshaun Watson is such a great teammate, and he gave everything he had to the city and to this fan base, and blah blah blah, and he considers him such a close friend, and the whole "judge not lest ye be judged," da 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 da. Bro, you did the same thing. That's why you're saying that.
Yep.
You are in the same boat as him. That's why you're saying that. You don't want him to be judged, because then the finger turns and points on you. Yep. Also. Don't sit here and bring about, oh, this is how my grandma raised me. Did your grandma raise you not to grope Uber drivers? I mean, that's the thing too, is like, I don't, there might be people out there that are thinking, Rocky, you're a hypocrite, because I sit there and I say, I'm happy that the Chiefs got Kareem Hunt back, right? I'm on record when the Chiefs got rid of Kareem Hunt as saying that I'm glad they got rid of Kareem Hunt. You couldn't do that, blah, 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 blah. You don't abuse women. You got to draw a line. You got to draw a standard. But the difference is that Kareem Hunt was an isolated incident that he has since learned and grown from. I do not believe that you make a mistake that you should be ostracized and your entire life should be over. The difference with Deshaun Watson is he never took accountability for his actions. He never admitted to his mistake. And additional allegations have come out about him since he's been in Cleveland, and he never did anything to rectify those either, but just try to deny them. Okay, bro. So that's the difference right there. It's a lack of accountability. It's a lack of contrition, and it's a lack of trying to make the situation right.
Go back to your Kareem Hunt thing. Remember when Kareem Hunt got pulled over in Cleveland and he basically sobbed to the police officer, man, I messed up. I've had a bad past. Like, he realized what he did was wrong. Deshaun Watson hasn't.
And that's how forgiveness works. And that's how empathy works, is that nobody's perfect. Good people do bad things. Bad people do good things. I'm not trying to set an unattainable standard here. But what I'm saying, though, is that when you F up, man up and take accountability for your actions and do something to make it right. If Deshaun Watson really, really, really cared about making amends for what he did, then he would he settled out of court with these women, but he would take that $200 million contract and then start a nonprofit that protects that does anti-violence against women initiatives, or teaches boys to respect women and how to and sexual boundaries and how to accept no, and how to process their emotions in a way that's not physically or emotionally or sexually harmful, or also services for women who are victims of abuse. Like, if he actually cared about making amends, he would do something with his money to help the problem that he caused,
rather than collect that check.
Yeah, rather than just collect that check, right? And I was just going to be collecting that check while he's on the IR. I honest to God, I think that Roger Goodell should implement a rule where any therapy person that he works and interacts with needs to be a man. He needs to get
why isn't that not mandated already?
Like, literally every single guy who is his physical therapy guy needs to look like Colin Saunders. He needs to have like a
or maybe Colin Saunders.
Yeah, just pay Colin Saunders extra money to be his physical therapist, right?
He'll get physical with you.
Yeah, I guarantee you try to make a pass on Colin Saunders and he's gonna snap your dick off. Like, that's what's gonna happen. Like, you're not gonna have one anymore.
Yeah, no Diddy style either.
Yeah, no Diddy style. It's just like he's gonna break you off one, and so
he's gonna make sure he pisses at his ass.
Yeah, he'll be pissing out of his ass and pooping out of his nostrils for the rest of his life. So that's my take on Deshaun Watson for Pop Kingdom here. A little bit lighter note, Devontae Adams had his first game in green.
And boy, was he targeted.
And boy, did he not do a lot. And boy, did Uncle Rico sure shit the bed in that game.
Hey.
Call me crazy, but is Aaron Rodgers the problem?
Aaron Rodgers is washed.
No.
Yeah.
Like the Jets deciding to give Aaron Rodgers whatever he wanted, including hiring and firing whatever coaches on his whim, is a worse decision than the time that I literally decided to become blood brothers with Robert Kennedy. It's the worst decision that I've made since me and Robert Kennedy pricked our fingers at Boy Scout camp and mixed our bloody fingers together. And how was I supposed to know that he had worms in his brain at the time? And then now I probably have worms in my brain as well. No, I'm joking.
You're donkey brained, like you're Frank.
I'm donkey brain. Yeah, yeah. I'm donkey brain now. Thanks to my blood pact with Robert Kennedy that we would never let the other one fail. We would always have each other's back, no matter what. We would always support one another in life. No, I've never met Robert Kennedy, and I'm definitely not blood brothers with him.
That'd be interesting if you were, though. I wouldn't put it past you because you've had an interesting life, dude. I would not put that past you.
Yeah, no, I've never been to a Kennedy's house, but I have seen a Kennedy speak. I've seen Caroline Kennedy speak in person.
Oh, that's kind of
because one time I was marching. I was part of a march for farmers' rights and farmer pay in Miami, and there was a protest in downtown
Were they have farms in Miami?
It's like there's a lot of like tomato farms and stuff.
Oh, gotcha.
In Florida, in the outlying regions of Florida.
When I think of farms, I think of cattle. Because I mean, Midwesterner, you're down there. You're talking about fruit, veggies.
Yeah, we're talking about like it was a large
the Florida oranges.
It was a large. We were protesting a large fast food chain because they weren't paying fair wages for the tomatoes that were being picked.
Who was
it? It was Burger King. It was Burger King.
Piss off, Burger King.
Yeah, it was Burger King. But here's the deal: is that we had this huge march through downtown Miami, and then we circled the Burger King headquarters, and we protested and picketed. And Caroline Kennedy was there, and she spoke and marched with us. And less than a month later, Burger King gave in to the demands, and they gave all the farmers and pickers the raise that we demanded. So
good.
Yeah,
good.
So then they started paying fair wages for it. So you can say piss off Burger King, but also Burger King they came to the table and they listened and they made right by it. So good job, Burger King. We support you.
It's still my least favorite fast food chain, but that's story for a different day.
And this segment was brought to you by our newest sponsor, Burger King. Flame broiled goodness.
They'd pull that shit real quick.
We'll make it your way.
Yeah. Devontae Adams looked bad. Uncle Rico looked bad. That Russell Wilson looked good. It's 2020. What 2024? I said that. That's impressive.
Well, you knew if anybody was going to make Russell Wilson look good, it was going to be a coach like Mike Tomlin
and Arthur Smith. You can't. Hey.
Yeah.
Artie Smith, brainchild.
Yeah. No.
That mustache. Grow it back, Artie.
I'll give credit to Mike Tomlin and not the Nepo, not the FedEx Nepo baby, whose daddy is a billionaire.
True.
And so, speaking of Nepo babies, we'll get into it in a minute. But man, it's just got to be chapping Kyle Shanahan's cheeks that Andy Reid just puts him over his lap and spanks him every single time that the Chiefs and the 49ers play. But we're not quite there yet, so we'll get to that later. But that's we call a teaser. Andy Reid spanking Kyle Shanahan like he's a naughty boy, and Andy Reid is old man whipper. And so, but before we get to that, I want to talk a little bit about Amari Cooper in Buffalo. He had his debut as well, and it was almost the opposite of Devontae Adams. Keon Coleman was the guy who had the really big day for Buffalo, but Amari Cooper freed him up, I thought, quite a bit, and he still produced, and he still had a touchdown. And call me crazy, but you put a good wide receiver on a good team, and it just might work.
And especially a receiver that doesn't like to talk back to the media, talk back to the coach, talk back to the owner, talk back to the GM, talk back to the quarterback, and find his way out in Houston. I think this might be a good idea to have Amari Cooper on this team. Granted, I still think the Amari Cooper experience is going to happen at some point where he's going to drop one that's very crucial, but not bad for the first game.
Not bad at all. I mean, there's definitely been worse outcomes to trades, i.e., Devontae Adams so far.
Hey, question real quick. I know this is completely off topic. Should I trade for Devontae Adams in my fantasy league? One of my fantasy leagues?
I think you should, because he's going to get a target share down the line. I think I started him this week, which is probably a bad decision.
The deal I was sent today was I have Josh Jacobs. I would receive DJ Moore and Devontae Adams. I think I have to take that. DJ Moore gets tagged, like he gets targeted constantly. I'm taking the trade. But yeah, no, I guess today.
You should take the trade for sure.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, so we also talk a little fantasy football here. So if you ever have any fantasy football questions, put them in a 5-star review, and we'll answer for you right live on the air. Or just send them to us on Twitter, and
we'll answer them directly there. Yeah.
We'll answer them directly there as well. Now, literally, you getting your fantasy football questions answered on the Tuesday night following that you probably sent them to us is probably not the best time.
No.
Because you've already had all your games happen. So get out your crystal ball and see what questions you're going to have the following week, and then send them to us, and then we'll try to answer them live on the air for you. Otherwise, you can just ask Kramer, later on in the week.
It's true, you could.
And you'll answer them for him, Krame.
By the way, free advice. I know Demario Douglas was sick during the New England Jacksonville game in London. If he's on waivers, pick up Demario Douglas. He will be targeted by Drake May.
There you have it, people. That is free advice. Some people pay tens of dollars for that quality of advice, and you're just getting it for free here on Veach Season.
He's been targeted.
That's what we do.
Anytime he's been healthy, he's been targeted over 9 times every single game in the last 5 weeks. So he's gonna get his share.
That's why they call him 9-time Douglas. So speaking of,
okay,
yeah. Speaking of trades, so there's a lot of buzz out there that the Chiefs are going to make a move for a wide receiver, and I think that there should be a buzz. They should be making a move for 2 wide receivers. They should be kicking the tires on every single wide receiver that's currently available or not signed on a team, or currently working. I don't know, incarcerated, but on a work release program, like in like the longest yard or something like that.
We're not looking for no Paul Crew, but we're looking for Corey Megan,
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. And so I'm gonna throw a couple of names by you. Here's what we're gonna do. We have an official trade target scale of interest. That is the Wayne's World scale of interest for trade targets. And so I'm going to give you some names, and you tell me where they fall on the scale of no, which is like gross. What?
Keep not likely to non-likely. How about that?
Yeah. So non-likely.
That one tight end likely guy. The few inches.
Yeah.
The little short dude.
Yeah. And so if you don't like it, it's Grey Poupon because it sounds like poop, right? Okay. And then the movie they pull up and say, "Pardon me, do you have any Grey Poupon?" So if you don't like it, it's Grey Poupon because you want to poop on that idea. And even though Grey Poupon is mustard, I know people, but if you don't like it, it's Grey Poupon. You're going to poop on that idea. And if you do like it, then it's showing. And then if you really, really like it, then it's a we're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Okay. All right. Let's see where we're at.
So I'm going to hit you with some names, and then we'll talk about them a little bit, and we'll see where you land on them. All right. First name on the list is probably one of the most talked about guys on social media for the Chiefs to possibly trade for. And I don't think it's going to happen the longer that it goes, but it's Deontay Johnson. Trading for Deontay Johnson. I'll even give you the compensation, and you tell me if you do it or not and what you think. I'm going to say 3rd round draft pick, the L'Jarius Sneed draft pick for Deontay Johnson.
I don't think the Panthers would accept that. But if they can get Deontay Johnson, swing it to me because if they can $7 million on that contract this year, the Chiefs I think could easily afford that. They can move something around where they can fix. The only thing is, I know Deontay Johnson's pissed off about having to play almost every single position, possibly even quarterback at some point in time, if it is needed. He's not signed to do that, and I can tell right now he's not happy in Carolina. I bet he gets moved somewhere. If it's not Kansas City, it's probably somewhere else, but he's going to get shopped.
Well, the whole thing with Deontay Johnson that I find interesting is that the reason why I don't think he's going to get traded to the Chiefs or anybody to that matter is that he was on the injury report for 3 separate injuries, and then he still suited up and played this last weekend. If they were looking to move him this week or even next week, you would think that they'd put him on the shelf like the Raiders did with Devontae Adams until they traded him. But the fact that they had him out there on the field, and playing him when he's super banged up. But then again, it's also Carolina. The Panthers, and they would do the most nonsensical, stupid thing
they already have
on the face of the planet. Yeah. Multiple times. And so, I'm with you. If the Chiefs can pull it off, I'm all about it. And I think that they would accept a 3rd round draft pick just because that's what Devontae Adams and Cooper and Amari Cooper went for.
True. You're right.
So the top of the market's basically been set. Like nobody's going to give up more than they give
for
Devontae Adams.
Who really actually wants to trade with the Chiefs? Like that's the other question. Who really wants to trade a weapon to the Chiefs? Nobody's going to want to do that.
Carolina shouldn't give 2 shits because
it's only one draft pick. It's one draft pick.
Mm-hmm. But Deontay, is Deontay Johnson going to do you more good right now than that one draft pick?
Yes, clearly.
especially if he's disgruntled.
But you're also getting a Tennessee Titans pick that would be, who knows whether they're going to finish. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad deal for them, I guess, because it's going to
be a high third round pick. It's going to be a high third because Tennessee's currently 1-5. So yeah. I mean, you're talking. They're going to be picking in the
they would definitely take that. They would definitely take that.
Yeah, we're talking a top 75 draft.
Yeah, that could work. Could work.
So, all right. So next one is this is the newest one that's trending on social media is Cooper Kupp to the Chiefs.
Move it next
for
one.
For a third round draft pick.
Not happening. They're not going to trade Cooper Kupp. Why would you want to bring Cooper Kupp on this team who's been injury plagued the last 2 years? When you already have been dealing with injuries right now. And what injuries does he have? Hamstring injuries? Who just went down with a hamstring injury? Juju Smith-Schuster. So, no, don't bring in Cooper Kupp.
So, you would say Grey Poupon on that one? You're pooping on.
Yeah, I'm pooping on
that.
Yeah,
you're pooping on that one. All right,
yep.
Pooping on.
Taking a squat all over that.
You're poupon on coupon. Cooper coupon. I can't make that one work with my mouth, so I'm just going to move on. DeAndre Hopkins.
Swing. I like D Hop in this. 1-5. Heck, even if you want to go a little crazy with it, if you're going to call on D Hop, call also on Calvin Ridley. I know his contract's ridiculous, but I mean it's the NFL. It's the contract's stupid. Or the salary cap's stupid. I think this would be a good one. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think that the Titans want to get rid of guys like a D Hop. Because they're like, oh, we have one of the greatest wide receivers who ever played, which I think Diop's one of the greatest wide receivers that played. Not like the best, but he's up there. No, I don't think they're going to get rid of him though. But that would be a good pick. Would you trade their third round for him? Their third round?
I would say for Calvin Ridley or DeAndre Hopkins, I would trade the third rounder for them.
Because basically, you're giving them L'Jarius Sneed for a wide receiver, which that'd be pretty sweet, actually.
Receiver. Yeah. I mean, it would end up washing out. They'd be getting their own pick back. The other question is, would you throw like a 6th rounder at them for Tyler Boyd?
No, I think Tyler Boyd's he's over the hill. He's over the hill as a wide receiver in the NFL.
You think he's washed?
Well, they would have already tried to sign him in the free agency if they wanted him. And if they wanted to give out a 6th rounder, I have more value in Veach finding a 6th round guy and doing wonders for the Chiefs rather than getting an older receiver in Tyler Boyd.
All right, so back to the Carolina Panthers really quick. Does that tell you that you're also you're Grey Pouponing the idea of Adam Thielen?
Is he on the IR?
Is he currently on the IR?
I think he's on the IR.
If he's on the IR and our research team didn't pick up on it when they were preparing these notes for me, intern
Is he on the IR?
Intern Julio and intern Terry are going to get a piece of my mind for not picking that up and putting it on our notes today.
Hold on, I'm fact checking these guys.
He is on. That's
IR. What I thought. He's on the IR.
GD, Terry and Julio, get this shit straight. You're making me look like an idiot.
We're looking for interns. If you want to intern for us,
we're looking for new interns. Julio and Terry are officially fired. So you guys are finding it out this way. I'll text message them later and then ghost them from here on out.
I'm poo-pooing on this one.
I'm pooping. Yeah, we're pooping on your internship, Terry and Julio, and you'll have to get your class credit for DeVry University somewhere else.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, on to the next one. Right. Who we got next?
Well, since he's out, would you give up a 4th round draft pick for Mike Williams and the Jets?
Big Mike? Yeah, why not? I could see the Jets have already made deals with the Chiefs in the past. That's how they got McCole Hardman on this team. So I wouldn't be shocked if that connection of still saying, hey, you've already been open to willing to shop Mike Williams. Heck, you could even see how Garrett Wilson's doing over there. But no, Mike Williams, I like that. I like that one a lot. I think this one could actually go. What was the one? We're not worthy. Yes. Mike Williams on Big Mike on the Chiefs.
Okay, so now here's another one. Would you trade the same draft pick or for Alan Lazard?
No. Sorry.
No.
Alan Lazard is the one. He'll be heartbroken because Aaron Rodgers won't be there in Kansas City. So I think that it won't fly. Alan Lazard would not be a good wide receiver in the NFL teams. I believe he's just going to go where Aaron Rodgers is going to go because he knows that they have that connection. Kind of like MVS. MVS was a shit show in Kansas City. We know this. But he's made great catches here. But he was Aaron Rodgers' guy.
Yeah, he was. He was Aaron Rodgers' guy. Okay, so then staying on the Jets, this one's a little bit out. This is more of an under the radar guy. Okay. Malachi Corley is buried on the depth chart currently. 3rd round draft pick in 2024, 65th pick overall. Mm-hmm. Former running back turned wide receiver, 5'11", 215 pounds, specializes in bubble screens, short slants, yards after the catch.
So better Kadarius Toney. Gotcha.
Much better Kadarius Toney, much bigger and stronger Kadarius Toney, more secure hands, still learning the wide receiver position.
Thank you. I don't want a guy who needs to learn anything. You need to have a guy that's ready to prepare for this offense. You're trying to win a 3-peat here.
Okay. So you're out on Malachi Corley.
I'm pooing on him before you can finish.
All right. Sorry. Finish. Poo-pooing him. All right. Next one. Christian Kirk from the Jacksonville Jaguars. 3rd round draft pick.
Will the contract work? That's the only thing I'm holding up on this because he signed that fat ass deal that everyone was blown out of the water with. I don't think Jacksonville's trading. I think the Jacksonville Jaguars can find a way back into the playoff hunt, even though they've lost 5 games so far. They looked confident in London in their second home, but they got their second one of the season. They're 2-5. I think they can creep back into that the AFC South.
I don't know, man. I think that
Colts suck. But AR-15, if he starts, they're going to lose every single game. We already know this. Put Joe Flacco in if you want to win for the Colts. Titans, they suck. The only thing they got to worry about is the Texans. They're going to continue to win. I think Jacksonville can slide into a wild card spot.
If they're going to slide into a wild card spot in the AFC, then they're going to have to beat out the Baltimore Ravens or the Pittsburgh Steelers, and then also contend with the Colts and then whatever the Chargers and the Broncos are going to end up doing.
Which they should be fine.
Broncos should be fine.
Chargers suck.
There's a chance. I mean, it is wide open, right? That second wild card spot. Because
it's at 2-5 right now. They should not be panicking to sell off any of this team. This is still a very talented team.
I don't know, man. I don't know. They're negative 49 in the point differential in the season so far. That's not.
I know in a different sport, but the St. Louis Cardinals had a better win or loss record, but they had a negative 60 run differential. So you can still win games.
Let's look at that Christian. Let's look at the Christian Kirk contract and see what it looks like to see if we can make it work. All right, so let's look here. So signing structure, bonus, workout. His base salary is $14.5 million this year. His cap hit is 24.
That cap hit is massive. They're not trading that. They're not trading Christian Kirk's thing.
They would have to eat some of the
do you see next year's is $27 million is his cap hit? They backloaded the hell out of this contract.
Yeah, they did. They backloaded the hell of a contract. So he would I mean, if they traded him, they would eat $8.7 million of dead cap on this deal this year. So it'd really be $16 million. Mm-hmm. And so we're talking about week 9 that they make the trade. Then we're talking about $1 million a game essentially is what you're paying him. And so we're talking $8 million is what you're paying Christian Kirk.
Yep.
Over the last weekends.
I don't think that I think they should. I don't think they're going to get him.
The other thing to consider is that there's the Jaguars also eat $13 million of next year's salary as well. And so, I mean, that'd bring down next year's salary to $14 million for the year, for a salary cap, for a cap hit. But
I'm poo-pooing on the Kirk idea.
All right, you're poo-pooing on the Kirk idea. All right. One of our last ones here, Darius Slayton for the Giants.
He swing. The more and more I think about it now that this team has, because he reminds me of Big Mike Williams. He's going to be able to get open whenever he can. He's a good possession receiver, but he's not fast. Clearly, I think they just need a guy who's serviceable out there, who can just catch the ball and work down the field. We talked about earlier on in the show, this is now a run-first team. We have now seen this team transition back to a run-first offense, and I kind of wish we had a Jamal Charles here, even though that is our Kareem Hunt right now. This team would I think they just need another guy that goes out there and can catch a football that you can trust, and I think you can do that with Darius Slayton. You can even probably trade that sixth-rounder for him, and you can get him very cheap.
Huh.
He's the cheap. I think he's your bargain buy. Darius Slayton's your bargain buy.
Yeah, he is a bargain buy. If you're going to buy Darius Slayton, going back to Jacksonville really quick, what about Gabe Davis? Would you rather have Gabe Davis or Darius Slayton?
I don't think they're going to trade Gabe Davis. I really don't think they're going to trade him.
You really think that Jacksonville is just holding on to everybody? They're not.
Yes,
they're not.
The reason why this team was so bad for the first 5 weeks of the season was because Evan Ingram was hurt. The offense revolves around Evan Ingram. He led the team in receptions last year, and that's what they were trying to do, and he was hurt for the first 5 weeks of the season. They lost those games. That is the reason why. They tried to find it out with somewhere else with Travis Etienne. He just got recently hurt. That's why Tank Bigsby is out here. I'm tapped into the Jacksonville Jaguars right now.
So if you're Kansas City and you're looking to build this team, do you just go full on like screw passing over the middle? We're just going to throw it over the middle to our tight ends and just say, we're gonna try to trade for Jalen Hyatt from the Giants and just have Xavier Worthy and Jalen Hyatt on the outside.
Well, I mean, have Noah Gray orchestrate some things. He had led the team 1 receptions and 2 receiving yards yesterday. So why don't we just have Noah Gray go out there and line out wide? He can make a big catch when needed.
Does that mean that you're a swing on the idea of trading for Jalen Hyatt?
Yeah, I'm a swing. If you could swing it, swing it.
If you swing it, you're a swing
Yeah.
on the idea of trading for Jalen Hyatt.
Yes, sir.
All right, and then I'm going through the standings. I'm just looking at the depth chart. I'm seeing what else we got here. Other possible trade targets here for the Kansas City Chiefs. What about trading for Jerry Jeudy from the Browns?
I never thought about Jerry Jeudy. I never thought about it. They've already traded Amari Cooper. It makes sense for them to trade another guy because clearly this is the team. Deshaun Watson is done for the remainder of the season. Thank the flipping dipping Lord. Yeah, go for it. Go for it. He might drop.
What would you give for Jerry Jeudy?
You have to give a second. I think you have to give a second.
More than you gave for Devontae Adams or Amari Cooper?
Well, how many more years left on his contract? Didn't he just re-sign?
I don't know.
It was a sign and trade between the Browns and Broncos, wasn't it?
It was, but I would say that
because you would want the Browns are going to want as much as possible because he signed a 3-year, $52 million with this team. They're going to want something.
But his production hasn't warranted.
Well, it's because his quarterback sucks. But his quarterback sucks.
100%. But even in Denver, it didn't warrant a second round.
What if it's that 3rd round draft pick from the Titans?
I would say the 3rd round draft pick from the Titans is as high as anybody's going to go in a wide receiver this year.
That could be pick what's the 60 and 61 right there, or how many picks in the 1st round? 32. That could be pick
65.
65, and then they're 66.
If they're the worst, if they're the worst, yeah.
So it's like it's either one. I'm still expecting the Chiefs to win a Super Bowl here. Is this so? Okay. Any move that we make right now, you have to put it in this consideration of they're trying to win a Super Bowl. They're trying to three-peat. That's the main goal this year is. Clark Hunt has already officially said that. They are trying to win. Go get the guy that's ready right now for you to win. If you can swing it or swing it.
If you can swing it. If you can swing it. All right. You got any other under the radar ideas for the Chiefs to improve their wide receiver room?
Those are the guys that are on my list, the ones that we've already went through, and then there are some that you threw on there that like I didn't expect, like Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah, and there's, I mean, honestly, looking at these like bad teams, right, that don't have like if they're not going to get rid of Jerry Jeudy, there's some guys who are like entering their second or third years in the league that are intriguing. Like Cedric Tillman for the Browns is a really intriguing prospect, right? I liked him a lot coming out last year, and he's entering his second year.
Mm-hmm.
You would think he has a little bit more figured out. Or even like, and obviously the Houston Texans probably aren't going to trade with the Kansas City Chiefs because the Chiefs are contenders in the AFC against them. But like a guy like John Mechie would be awesome in Kansas City. And he's getting nothing. He's getting no touches in Houston.
Cedric Wilson Jr. of the New Orleans Saints, a little bit on the older side. You could probably get him cheap, but I like him a lot. He looked good this past week too with Olave being out, and he was put into the offense. I like him. That's another guy under the radar. I doubt they trade him, but still.
Reminds me a lot of another former Wilson of the Chiefs, who was Dad Sweatshirt, Albert Wilson.
Oh, yeah.
So he always reminded me of Albert Wilson, and it's probably just the name, but the way that they play.
But goggles too. The guy's throwback.
Yeah. Big fan of Cedric Wilson Jr. I'd be up for throwing like a 5th rounder or something for Cedric Wilson Jr. All right. Now we've the other thing that so that takes care of that. We'll see what the Chiefs do. Maybe they trade for somebody, maybe they don't. Other news. This is we wrapping up our Pop Kingdom here before we get into last week's game and everything. Have you watched Travis Kelce's newest show, Not Grotesquerie, which I still haven't watched yet, which I probably need to get around to. I'm just kind of too big of a sissy to watch it. But Are You Smarter Than a Celebrity came out this past week or last week on Amazon Prime as well, which is a reboot of Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader, except for it's now celebrities instead of children because something about kids not wanting to make kids feel dumb on television.
What?
Which
I guess that's the best part about it.
Listen, we're raising a bunch of sissies and a bunch of pansies. Kramer, when I was younger, when men were men,
okay,
we didn't care if we got made fun of by adults and chastised. We just bottled it up inside and then made the same mistake that our parents made and then took it out on the next generation and then developed drinking problems and didn't learn how to talk about our emotions effectively and then ended up in therapy for the rest of our godforsaken lives. Because when I was young, we were real men who unlike you guys now who are healthy and well-adjusted and love your families.
See, I'm a part of that generation where it's like I'm 27 years old, so I still remember going outside and having fun and playing and not having a cell phone on me at all times trying to do this. I actually remember looking outside and watching the birds, if they are real or not, fly around my neighborhood. I don't know. I get it. I get it from both sides, whether or not I don't want to be made fun of live on national television. You can make fun of me all you want on the internet, but I don't give a. It's the internet. No one cares about the internet. I can say whatever the heck I want on here, apparently. But yeah, it's. I wish but no, I have not seen it because I've been so tapped into the baseball, the playoffs, the Major League Baseball. Once October's over with and November starts, I will have free time to actually enjoy TV shows that I haven't been caught up on. So once it does hit November. In a few weeks, your boy turns 28. Yeah,
happy early birthday, brother! Happy early birthday,
November 3rd. One of the Sundays. It's a Sunday, but
I'll give you an option. I can either send a male stripper to your house, or I'll fly to Kansas City and do it myself.
Oh man, if you're gonna give me the option, dude, you better get your ass up here in that Speedo. You better start shaking it, my man.
You better get your salty ass cheeks up here. I want to see you piss. I want to see you piss out of your butt.
You got me.
Oh man, it gives new meaning to the term golden shower.
Oh man. Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even want to envision that.
It wouldn't quite be. It wouldn't be very golden. It'd be more of like a murky amber shower.
God, we got to keep going. Have you watched this show? Then I don't want to envision. Oh God, Rocky.
All right. Yeah, no, I watched about 3 episodes of it, and Kelsey does a good job, man. He's really, really good on it. He handles it well. He's a natural as a host. and he really interacts with everybody nicely. It's funny. They have some really funny comedians on there. Like Nikki Glazer's on there.
Nice.
Chad Ochocinco was actually on there also.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's why we know why he's not responding to our calls, because he's got his boy Chad Ocho over there, yeah. And so it's a good time. My only criticism isn't of the show or the celebrities or Travis Kelce. On the very first episode, the dude was a total sissy. And and I don't mean that in a sense of like he just had no guts. Like, and it was like he was an engineer and he was a really smart guy and he was getting all the questions right. And then he basically there was like, you can leave now with $30,000 guaranteed or $50,000 guaranteed, or you can try to answer one more question for $100,000, right? But if you get it wrong, you only get like $15,000 or whatever, right?
You're still making money.
Yeah. But he said, no, I don't want to risk it. I'm going to walk away with like the $30,000 instead of the $15,000.
Smart man.
No.
Yeah.
No.
What do you mean no?
So here's why he
no. All right. What was the question? Did they show the question?
Yeah, they did. And I'll tell you, here's why he's dumb. Here's why he's dumb. Nikki Glazer, the comedian, right?
Yeah.
Graduated from KU with her degree in English literature.
Gotcha.
Right? The topic was 6th grade English literature, and you get to choose whatever celebrity you want to help you find the answer to the part.
So the celebs are sitting in the chairs, like how in the desk.
And so on this episode, he knows it's 6th grade English, and Nikki Glazer graduated with her degree in English in English literature from KU, and she's sitting there looking at him, and she's saying, "Go for it! I got you! I promise you! I got you! Do it! I got you! I promise you! I'm not going to let you down. If you choose me, I promise I got you." And then the guy says, "I think I'm going to leave and take the money."
You know what? I respect his decision because he still walked out with $30,000, Rocky. Can you imagine if you walked out with $30,000? I would have said, I would have done the exact same thing. I'm already up. I'm going to take my money and run.
For it. I would have gone for it, especially when you find out what the question was.
What was the question?
In the famous poem by Edgar Allan Poe, finish this line. Quoth the raven blank.
Oh, no, nevermore.
That was the question for $100,000. And Nikki Glazer is sitting there saying, "I got you. I got you. You didn't even need her, bro."
You know what? You know why?
If you've ever watched The Simpsons, a Halloween special, you know that entire poem.
If you watch professional wrestling, Raven,
yeah,
you already know.
If you watch football, you know that's how they got their name. It's because Edgar Allan Poe was from Baltimore.
Man, okay, guy's an idiot. Josh said it. He's an idiot.
Guy's an idiot. Hindsight's 2020, but bro, you should have gone for it.
I'm crying right now. I don't know if you can even see it. By the way, if you're watching the YouTube stream, if you ever see me going off the screen and then wipe my nose after, I am not doing the burger sugar. I'm blowing my nose.
He's doing cocaine, people. He is doing straight cocaine. He goes through an 8-ball an episode. That's why we go for an hour and 45 minutes. Is because
it's my fault. Gotcha.
Krame can't go any shorter because he's just doing rails off screen, just nonstop.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah, you just hear you just like tapping on a mirror with the credit card just over and over and over again. Yeah, there. See, right there. Look.
Oh, my mic was muted. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. No, no, we don't endorse or support the use of cocaine.
Yeah, no, that thing's cut with a lot of fentanyl now. So people, be careful. Please be careful.
Do not do cocaine unless it's a special occasion.
No, don't even know. Don't do no. See, all right, that's the millennial talking to you. Now listen to the Gen Z. Don't do that. No, don't stop.
No, it's not safe. There is no safe amount of cocaine to do. Do not ever do drugs. We do not endorse drugs on this show.
The fact you had to say that is ridiculous.
I know, but listen, I live in Florida, dude. Like
it washes up on the beach all the time. I wouldn't be shocked if Milton brought a handful in when you were in your backyard.
Like literally. like every other house party you would go to back when I was single, it was just like it would just be like somebody's like it's like like in like the Midwest sometimes, and I don't agree with this either, but that you'll go to like a house party in high school, and then the parents would be like, as long as you're drinking and not leaving the house, it's okay, right? Like I just wanted you to
I'm not a
drink
big
where I
fan
can
of those
see you.
either.
Like I'm not a big fan of that at all. I think it's stupid. Like in Florida, it's the exact same philosophy, but just with cocaine.
It's just like someone just brings that bag and just dumps it all over the white the glass table, because it has to be a glass table in order to cut it properly, so you can look up underneath to see it.
You literally walk in the door and they give you like one of those gigantic pixie stick straws.
Yeah,
Like right, but it's just cocaine. Like it's like a door favor when you walk through the door, and then there's just like a punch bowl full of cocaine, right? And you can just bob. They do bobbing for 8 balls, where like it's like a bowl of cocaine, and then they're bobbing their heads in to try to pull out an 8-ball. Yeah, that's what we call a Florida Halloween party.
Sounds like something he's about to dabble into in a fan full of days.
Oh no, not at all.
Yeah,
no.
That's right. I mean, Halloween is on a Thursday this year, so be careful, people.
Yeah, Halloween is on Thursday here. You got to go to work the next day. And also, I'm speaking 100% facetiously, and we do not endorse the use of cocaine or any narcotics on this show. We are just trying to be stupid idiots who are trying to be funny. So kids, do not do drugs, because it's a surefire way to get your ass in trouble.
Yep.
And it's not worth it. It's not as fun as you think it is. Anyway.
Why were you looking at me like that?
I was looking to see what your reaction was going to be.
No, I agree.
Yep, it's not as fun as you think it is. Stay out of it. Don't get yourselves in trouble.
Mr. Mackey once said, "Drugs are bad. Drugs are bad."
Mm-hmm. As my good friend Dave Chappelle once said, "Cocaine's a hell of a drug."
True. That's very true. That's I'm Rick James, bitch.
I'm Rick James, bitch.
I love Dave Chappelle so much.
Yeah, Dave Chappelle is amazing. Anyway, so let's talk a little bit about the Chiefs game and upcoming game and last week's game before we get out of here.
Did you feel confident at all that the Chiefs were going to win this entire time? Because I literally turned the game on, I'm like, all right, Chiefs are going to win this one. I can just already feel it right now. Guess what happened? The Chiefs won. I did not sweat a single second that game.
So coming into the game, I wrote an article for AP Premier where I broke down like the losses and the victories that the Niners had this year, and in their in 2 of their 3 losses they had already had, the quarterbacks ran for over 3 yards, right? Like in 2 of the 3 losses, one quarterback ran for 30 yards, and then of course, like, another quarterback ran for like 86. It was like Lamar Jackson ran for like 86 yards or something like that, right? That being said, in all 3 of their victories, quarterbacks averaged less than 1 yard a carry versus them. So in games where the quarterbacks didn't run at all, they won. In games where quarterbacks created plays with their legs, they lost. And so I wrote in the article, it's like Patrick Mahomes' legs are going to be the key to this game. He's going to make a play that decides this game, essentially. And guess what happened? Patrick Mahomes made 2 plays that essentially decided the game. They were the biggest plays of the game, and they came at just the right time. But besides that, even when Mahomes was playing bad and creating turnovers and throwing the ball poorly, and the Chiefs couldn't get anything going offensively, you didn't ever panic, because the Chiefs have the best defense in the NFL, and the Chiefs just shut down the San Francisco 49ers offense. Like Kyle Shanahan, like there needs to be a reckoning with Kyle Shanahan's reputation and this whole idea that he is like the greatest offensive mind in the NFL, because if he's the greatest offensive mind in the NFL, then that means that Steve Spagnuolo is the greatest defensive mind in the history of the NFL, because he shut him down so easily yesterday. And the fact that Kyle Shanahan cannot win against Steve Spagnuolo. Since Steve Spagnuolo came to the Chiefs in 2019, Kyle Shanahan is 0-4 against him, with 2 of those losses coming in the Super Bowl. But yet nobody is holding Kyle Shanahan to task for him not being able to beat Steve Spagnuolo or Andy Reid. And everybody just thinks that this Nepo baby out here is the golden boy and God's gift to offensive game planning. and he goes up against one coach who's actually seasoned and knows how to break down film and game and scheme against a guy and does that on a weekly basis, and he has no answer for it. If you take away his system from him, he can not adapt. That is Kyle Shanahan's Achilles heel. He does not adapt. And so
it showed. It's another loss. I was listening to, of course, listen to the radio here in Kansas City because I work for the radio station here. There was a guy out in not Las Vegas, out there in San Francisco, radio guy, and he was talking about how the Chiefs, our mindset here in Kansas City is we don't really care about the 49ers. Like, they're just there. They're out there in California. They're in their time zone. They're in the NFC. I overlook what the 49ers are. They're like, no, we don't like Pat. We don't like Travis. We don't like Andy. We don't like Taylor Swift. We don't like Chris Jones. There's like a list of things that they just do not like, and it's because they just do not like the Kansas City Chiefs in general. They absolutely hate us out here in the Midwest. And it is absolutely hilarious because they're an afterthought to us. We don't even acknowledge them because they're not worthy of being acknowledged. What have they done besides make the championship game and get beat by the Chiefs? They've done literally nothing. That's how it's going to be until Andy and Spags are gone.
In the words of James Franco, they hate us because they ain't us.
Yep.
They want to be us so badly, and they're so mad at us because they've lost 2 Super Bowls to us, and they can't get over the hump, and we're the only thing that stands in their way, and we continually do it. And so because of that, they can't look in the mirror and see that the issue is in their leadership and their coaching staff and not in the opposition. It has to be in the opposition because they think that their coach is such an effing god and a golden boy, and so they have to find that they have to point the finger and find the problem with somebody else.
But I do admit they were not healthy whatsoever, and they were banged up a lot coming into this game. I know. There's no wide receivers
injuries that were keeping them from producing on offense.
Well, and defense, they had some guys.
And defense, they had some guys out. Oh, I'm so sorry. What is that like?
I get it.
Have
I do.
Injuries on a team and then have to produce and win anyway. Oh, poor guys. I just feel so bad for them. We should have spotted them 14 points then so that the game would have been even, because they're not adults who are being paid to play the game and to figure it the hell out.
Did you the fact that the Chiefs were dogs entering this game, it was absolutely ridiculous. Like, I don't understand.
Stupidest thing in the world. Like the Chiefs are dogs against a 3-3 team when they were only one of 2 undefeated teams, and now the only undefeated team.
So you know what your boy did? I made some coin yesterday on the Chiefs, betting the
under. Yeah, shut up.
The -2.5. I cashed out.
The fact that it was -2.5, that it actually went up because the line opened at 1.5, and then it went up to 2.5.
Well, I teased it up. I teased it up a little bit. I teased it up so I can get a little extra money because I knew the Chiefs were going to win by 3. I should have said the Chiefs were going to win by a total of 10 points. I would have hit even bigger if I would have done that.
Yeah, it's oh my god, that's so stupid. And I tell you that one of the reasons why the Chiefs won is because George Karlaftis is an absolute star.
Yeah,
I mean he
should be an X factor in Madden right now. He should be.
He was a menace in that game, the entire game. And they were like, "We're going to take Chris Jones away from you." And George Karlaftis was like, "Thanks, because I'm hungry and I'm going to effing eat." And even though he only got 1 sack, he was putting pressure on Brock Purdy non-effing stop all day long. And the Chiefs secondary looked amazing. It sucks that they lost Jaylen Watson to a fractured ankle. It looks like he's going to be out a couple of months. Will they get him back in time for the playoffs? We don't know. It all depends on if there's ligament damage, I think, along with it. And they're waiting on additional imaging as of today. And that sucks. And so now they're going to have to figure out what they're going to do, whether it's going to be Joshua Williams, Najee Johnson. Maybe they try to bring in a cornerback. Who knows? Nobody really knows what the Chiefs are going to do at that position right now. But you feel good about it, right? They still got Chamari Connor. They still got Justin Reed. They still got Brian Cook. They still got
Hicks
Trent McDuffie. Yeah, and then Hicks, we had a Hicks sighting, and Hicks had an interception, which we've been talking about how he's like on the verge of being a star, and he just needs a breakout moment. And he's like, he might be one of the best rookies on this team. This might be it. And he made a hell of a play on that ball to get that interception. And so I mean, the dude had his coming out party on his one shining moment, and it was a hell of a play. The Chiefs are the best run defense in the NFL. Nobody can run on them. It doesn't matter. Kyle Shanahan's supposed to be the best like run game coordinator in the NFL, and they did nothing. They did nothing against him.
I think the biggest test the Chiefs will have that run defense is when they play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, because that's basically a run first team. That's Monday night here. Yeah, November 4th.
But you know what? They said the same thing about when the Chiefs play Alvin Kamara, and when the Chiefs play Derrick Henry, and when the Chiefs play blah 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 blah. Like there's always a next test in the NFL.
True.
Because you're in the NFL. But it's everybody's always saying, when the Chiefs play, insert this star running back, and the Chiefs are like, okay, cool, give me J.K. Dobbins, give me B.J. Robinson, give me Derrick Henry. You know what I mean? Like, give me Jordan Mason, who has been tearing it up in Christian McCaffrey's absence, right? And yeah, you're right. It is going to be a test, when they go against the Buccaneers. But I don't see the Buccaneers being the team that
it's Monday night, Kansas City. The Chiefs aren't going to lose.
Yeah, the Chiefs.
But that would be a game the Chiefs would lose. They would lose a primetime game at home, because that's what they usually do, is lose a primetime game at home during the regular season. At least one per year or two.
Listen, if you're going to find losses on the schedule for this Chiefs team, it's maybe the Buccaneers, maybe the Bills, maybe the Texans or the Steelers, right? Those are the ones that are maybes where you could see, okay, the Chiefs could slip up and lose those games. I know you thought the Chiefs were going to split with the Raiders this year. The Chiefs aren't splitting with this Raiders team.
Bullshit, Rocky. That's going to happen this week. They're Chiefs are at their first loss of the season. I'm joking. The Raiders look absolutely atrocious.
Yeah,
They're bad.
the Chiefs aren't splitting with this Raiders team. The Chiefs aren't even split with this Broncos team. They're going to beat the wheels off the Broncos also.
They're not splitting with any team in this division. Let's just get that clear.
Chiefs
the
are
Raiders
table in division.
The Raiders need to lose in order to get a top pick in the draft. That's what they need to do. They need to continue to lose. Keep doing what you're doing in Las Vegas, because you need to get that first round overall pick and hopefully get a good quarterback. I know you won't, because you'll at least win a few more games. But I digress.
So if the Chiefs finish running the table in the AFC West, that's 5 more victories. That puts them at 11 wins, plus a win against the Panthers, puts them at 12 wins, plus a win against the Browns puts them at 13 wins, right? So we have those other 4 games. So we're looking at a bottom end of 13-4. But honest to God, Krame, if they beat the Bills in 4 weeks, 17-0 was on the table.
Rocky, if they're 16-0 entering week 18 and they're up against the Broncos, it's the Broncos, correct?
Yeah.
Do you play your starters?
No, because Carson Wentz can beat this Broncos team.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? This is a run-first offense now. So, damn it, yes, yeah. Carson Wentz can.
Yeah. Do I start Kareem Hunt? Sure, I'll start Kareem Hunt.
I think you should, because Pop's back.
Yeah, I'll play Kareem Hunt and Carson Wentz against the Broncos, and I'll take my chances. I don't know. Should they play? I don't know if Patrick Mahomes will want to go for the perfect season. I don't know what they'll want to do.
We'll get there when we get to that bridge.
Yeah, we'll get there when we get there, if we get there.
Oh my gosh! All right.
In the words of Coolio, I'll say, "I'll see you when we get there. If we ever get there, I'll see you when we get there."
49-yard pass on 2nd and 17 to Rashard Bateman into the end zone, touchdown. Ravens. Oh my gosh!
Rashard Bateman sliding. I love that.
He's actually has over 100 yards this game.
I was so high on Rashard Bateman coming out in the draft, and then those core injuries that he had just really derailed his career so much.
Did he win A&M?
No, he was Minnesota.
Yep.
He went to Minnesota.
All right. Red.
Let's talk about the Chiefs versus Raiders matchup real quick before we get out of here, because there's not a lot to talk about other than the Raiders still play in the NFL, right? They haven't been relegated.
Yes, they still play in the NFL. Merry Christmas, Rocky. Merry Christmas.
XFL or anything like that. I want to say that congratulations. Even if he does, it doesn't matter. The Chiefs are still going to win by 14 points.
Sure.
I just want to say congratulations on getting that punk ass bitch Tom Brady as one of your new owners, because now I forever have a reason to say F Tom Brady and to hate him for the rest of my life.
I'm happy for this. This is actually
thank you. It was almost like a gift to me that I didn't have to like act like I was neutral on Tom Brady now that he's retired.
This puts
because now I can just hate him blindly for the rest of my life.
Because you can make that rivalry still happen, because no matter what, this makes the Raiders 10 times much better in the front office than you would be shocked. 10% of ownership is massive. He's going to have money to help upgrade this team, especially coaching staff. And everyone's going to flock here because it's Tom bleeping Brady.
Just like everybody flocked to the Broncos because it was John effing Elway.
No. It's kind of like how Tom flocked to Tampa Bay. They won a Super Bowl against the Chiefs. Then the rest is history because Tom sucked after that. Didn't know if he didn't realize four downs happened and not 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was because his vision started to go once the Botox started like pulling his.
You're right.
Up over his eyeballs, and so once he started looking like Caitlyn Jenner
or Kevin Bacon, I swear, look at Kevin Bacon and look at Tom Brady. It's the same person.
Oh my God, yeah. Once he started looking like Kevin Bacon in The Woodsman, and if you haven't seen The Woodsman, that's
a good comp.
That's a good comp, yeah.
I could piss myself. Right, I'm drinking too much water.
Is your boy?
Yes.
Antonio Pierce
yeah,
on the
I'll
hot
answer
seat?
it now. Yes, he's on the hot seat, Rocky. I hope he's on the hot seat. He deserves to be on the hot seat. This team sucks. It absolutely sucks. He doesn't know when to call a timeout. He doesn't know when to run the football. He doesn't know when to pass the football. He doesn't want to know. Like 2 weeks ago, there was 30 seconds left. They were at the 35-yard line on the opposite side. They had one timeout that they could have easily made it down the field, probably in the field goal range. They decided to go in the halftime. Go in the locker room for halftime. I was furious then, so I'm like, they don't give a shit. I'm done with this.
So, are you excited to see the Mahomes rules?
They shouldn't, dude. There's gonna be no Mahomes rules for this. I just hope Max Crosby has a day, and that's the only way that's the only way the Raiders are gonna win is if Max Crosby has a day.
I would just like to remind everybody in Chiefs Kingdom also that the Raiders dared to have a Kermit the Frog, Patrick Mahomes.
I'm leaving. I'm leaving.
Traded camp.
I'm leaving. How do I leave this thing? How do I leave this thing? How do I leave it?
I mean, Mahomes has probably watched that video like 67 times. Oh, and he left it. I'm gonna bring him back.
Damn it, Rocky! Put me back.
Yeah, no, you can't leave me, Krame. You have to take your medicine because your team dared to have a.
Why are they so stupid, Rocky? Like, why?
Because they're the Raiders, and Raiders are going to Raider. But hey, at least you have Tom Brady as an owner now.
But hey, they lose this week. Like I said, closer step to getting that best quarterback in the draft. I don't know who it's going to be. Hopefully, Shedeur Sanders. But
yeah, you think Shedeur Sanders is gonna? That's a recipe for success.
That scares me, honestly. I am not going to lie. It really does.
Oh my God.
Quentin Ewers, I don't know if he can even stay healthy. Heck,
oh my God.
I have no idea.
Shedeur Sanders to the Raiders just sounds like Jamarcus Russell 2.0.
Oh God, don't remind me. I was as a young fan, I was so happy with Jamarcus Russell, man. Like he took LSU to the to the national title game and he could throw 70 yards on one knee, but the he just wouldn't. God, I'm leaving, Rocky. I'm leaving. You did it to me.
He wouldn't watch game film. You wouldn't. That's the famous. If those of you don't know, the famous story for Jamarcus Russell is that his coach gave him a DVD that was empty, a DVD case that was empty, and I think it had like a $20 bill in it or something, and it was like, and sent it home with him and asked him to watch the film over the weekend, and then when he came back,
he said he liked plays. He liked the plays that were in it.
He said he liked the plays that were in it, and he never even opened the case.
Case. It was a blank CD.
Yeah, as a blank CD. Yeah. So, God bless the Raiders. They just give us so much to look forward to. I like the Raiders are great because I like to watch the Raiders fail more than I like to watch the Chiefs win. And so when the Chiefs play the Raiders and beat them, it's like a 2-for-1 special.
It's also nice when the Raiders play the Chiefs and the Raiders beat the Chiefs because it does happen quite often. I'd say in the last 10 years, the Raiders have a better. I will. Okay, hold on. I got to figure out how many times the San Diego Chargers beat the Chiefs. But say the last 5 years, I think the Raiders beat the Chiefs more than what the Chargers and Broncos can compare to.
What's the Raiders versus Chiefs record over the last 5 years?
They at least have 3 wins.
Let's look it up here, and then we'll get out of here.
Because you have the
all right, here we go.
The bus game. You have the Jack Jones game. You have
Kansas City leads the all-time series 73-55 with 2 ties.
Yeah.
So we're saying last 5 years, so since 2019.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs, the Raiders have 3 wins, I believe.
So
and the Broncos and Chargers have a combined
the
Chiefs
the Chiefs have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 wins to the Raiders 2.
Oh,
so the Chiefs are 9-2. Yes, the Chiefs are 9-2 since 2019. If we want to go back, to 2018, then it goes to 11-2, and then
stop it, Rock.
Then it goes,
stop.
And then 2017 is it's 12-3 at 2017. But
Rocky,
then if we go back to 2015, then
Rocky,
we had 4 more wins to the Chiefs win column. And then we go back to
I'm leaving again.
They pick up one more win in 2014, but then the Chiefs beat them twice in 2013. If you go back 12 years to 2012, the Raiders did beat the Chiefs twice in one season 12 years ago in 2012. And that's probably why you remember it and you think that it was such a great thing, was because young teenage Kramer Sansone was like, oh, the Raiders are so good. They just beat the Chiefs twice. When you were in high school, Kramer. When you were in high school.
My favorite player ever to grace the silver and black, Sebastian Janikowski.
I think that's every Chiefs player's favorite player to ever grace the silver and black, was Sebastian Janikowski, because gosh dang it, that bratwurst of a man, you could respect him.
Yeah, dude, that dude would drink a case of beer on the sideline, nail that 62-yarder, go back out there and finish another case of beer, and then he would be fine. The Polish leg, I love that dude. He's actually had a game winner or 2 against the
Chiefs. What I think the problem with the Raiders?
There's a lot.
I think the problem with the Raiders is the exact same thing that's the problem with Deshaun Watson. And I'm not talking about the allegations or anything like that. I'm talking about on the field. I'm only talking about on the field. I'm not talking about off the field. So Eric Berry, Chiefs great Eric Berry, when he was teammates with Inky Johnson at Tennessee, Inky Johnson was going to be an NFL first-round draft pick, but then he broke his arm so bad that his arm died, and now he's a motivational speaker. He had Eric Berry on his podcast a while back, and they were talking about how growing up, Eric Berry's dad told him every single day, you need to wake up and write down your goals for the day. And Eric Berry would do that. But then when he started playing with Inky Johnson said that's not enough. You have to write down your goals for the day and what you're willing to sacrifice to make those goals happen. And that's why Eric Berry attributed all of his success in life, was because he wasn't just willing to write down his goals, but what he was willing to sacrifice to get his goals. And I don't think the Oakland Raiders, they want their cake and eat it too. And I don't think they're willing to sacrifice and go through the full rebuild. They always try to do a quick switch around, a quick, like they always try to get that coach and flip it quickly and then do a quick rebuild. And it just doesn't ever work.
They had it with John Gruden, but he had to send out emails. They literally had literally everything was going to plan. And then bad emails came out and now Chucky's doing some TikTok weird shit now. So
I guarantee that John Gruden believes in soaking.
Easily. That's probably what he's born and raised in soaking.
He's probably soaking right now as we speak.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How crazy that dude is. Yeah.
And that being said, this has been a great episode, everybody. Thank you very much. It's been a great episode, man. I've had so much fun hanging out with you, Krame Dog. Have so much fun with everybody who rocked and rolled with us this whole episode. Obviously, as always, I hope we earned the privilege of your time that you put into the show. We really appreciate everything that you guys do and the feedback that we get, and you guys just being Veachies out there with us. I'm Rocky Magaña at Rocky Magaña on Twitter. He's Kramer Sansone at Kramer Talks. Until next week, just be great to each other, love each other, and we'll see you guys later. Thanks.